I'm queer, I'm kinky, and I also identify as oreophilic. By day, I'm a psychotherapist specializing in transgender and gender non-binary issues, in LGBTQIA issues, BDSM, non-monogamy, and sex workers. Common belief is that there are two distinct genders. If you unscrew the top of somebody's head, you'll see a brain that's pink or blue. Transgender people, an error occurred, creating a brain and body mismatch that can only be rectified through hormones and surgeries. And that's pretty wonderful. The earliest known references we have to people questioning the immutability of gender actually go back to ancient Sumeria, and I simply can't tell when one gender ends and another begins. I feel female and male. I feel both and neither one. And so many of the labels that we use in this area feel equally authentic and inauthentic. Now, I identify as trans and genderqueer. To me, that means I like to play with gender, I like to problematize gender. Now, when I began my own transition, this was again about 4,000 years ago, combined genders, I crafted genders as I considered how each one might aid or inhibit my personal growth. I believe that gender can be a choice. Medical interventions allow some of us to change our primary and secondary sex characteristics. We have chest masculinization and breast augmentation. Do we have to stick to penis and vagina norms? Can we have genitalia that look like flowers or abstract sculpture? Can we have multiple? Can they be interchangeable? And what about other areas of the body? Now, there are many different visions of what a transhumanist future might look like. Some are very Eurocentric and Western and sort of proceed from a notion of a disembodied brain in a vat. What I have learned is that the social norms we've been trained to follow are artificial, and that gender is neither binary nor a spectrum, but a multidimensional, amorphous construct that's difficult to describe even by metaphor. Tolerate us? Accept us? You should revere us.
Please tell me that video we just watched is not real, like it's just a skit or something. The person is trying to be funny, they don't really mean what they are saying. Please tell me that, because that's what I was thinking until I went to the comment section as I would normally do, and then I started seeing some comments that started making me think otherwise. So that's why I'm here. Please let me know, is this real or is this a joke? Like, is this a skit or something? Is he a comedian? Please let me know. And also tell me, why does it seem like having a trans kid is now a trend in Hollywood? And you may be wondering, Blessing, why do you care? You're not in America, you're not in Hollywood. Well, I will tell you why I care. I care because Hollywood has a huge influence on America, and America has a huge influence on the world, and I so happen to be living in the world, but obviously not of the world. So I care, so I'm bothered.
Just so you know, here is the son of Megan Fox. She has a total of 3 trans kids. The son of Gwen Stefani, the daughter of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, the son of Adele, the son of Charlize Theron, and the son of Naomi Watts. Huh.
At that age, how do they know? They know at that age.
Raising them in a gender-neutral household.
People are making drastic decisions that will change their lives forever off of a temporary thing as feelings. But the thing is that in Hollywood, kids are the ones involved. In America, kids are the ones involved. And that's why we're having this conversation. I believe in America, you have to reach a certain age before you can drink alcohol, drive, or vote. So why do we feel like these children that are 12 years old, 13 years old, they have the mental capacity to make such a drastic decision that is permanent in their life? Why do we feel so? Is it because we give birth to them with their eyes open these days, and so we think that they automatically know right from wrong? No, they're still kids, and we're supposed to still be adults in their lives. And I know we're in a generation that people hate to be adults. Most adults believe that adulthood is a scam. If you're in Nigeria, you hear adulthood now scam. I get it, and we're tired of the responsibility of being adults. Well, please, let's not be wicked. Let's leave these children to be kids. Let kids be kids. Let's stop transferring our responsibilities to them. Let's stop ignoring our responsibilities. As a matter of fact, it's way easy to just say yes, yes, yes to a child, but that's not you doing your work as an adult. Adulthood is hard because it requires you to say no. It requires you to act like a bad cop sometimes. And These children, they need to be children, and being a child involves hearing no to your requests that you believe can easily be met. And somehow that no has a way of recalibrating your brain to the standard that is supposed to be. And so if you're telling the child yes in everything they ask you, how can that child grow up to be a functioning human being in the future? And children, they are curious in nature. Let's be aware of this. Children are curious in nature. Some of them, okay, they've lived their lives all their life in this body as this gender. They can't wait to explore life as the other gender. And you as their parent, as the adults in their life, you're supposed to be there, tell them no, you mustn't transition to like check out how life will be as the other gender, because you're making a drastic change in your life. And it has repercussions, because most times when you transition a child, the chances of that person being fertile is reduced. And so it is such a permanent change in the person's life that children should not be making. They should wait till they reach that stage of critical thinking before they can be able to make such a decision. And the thing is, some of these kids, they live in homes that they have such a big shoe to fill. Like in the case of Dwayne Wade, he's such a masculine person, and maybe the child is feeling like he is not that masculine like his father, and he doesn't want to be under this pressure of living up to his father. And so the easy way out is to transition into a woman. I'm not saying that that's the case, but that may be the case, and maybe that's the case for some other children. Maybe not the child of Dwayne Wade, but this is something that can be the reason for a child wanting to transition. And if that's the case, let the children know that it's okay to be feminine while you're still a guy. It's okay to be masculine while you're still a girl. Let's normalize it as a society to be feminine even if you are a male, because guess what? The hormones I have in me as a lady that makes me feel feminine, you also have some of those hormones as a guy, but it's just that they are in a lesser quantity. And those hormones you have as a guy that make you feel masculine or be masculine, I also have some of them, but in a lesser quantity. And the quantity I have will differ from the quantity another lady will have. Maybe if that lady should have a higher quantity of that hormone than me, there's a probability that she will feel more masculine than me. And just because she has a higher amount of that hormone doesn't mean that she's in the wrong body, that she's not supposed to be a female. No, we all have varying degrees of those hormones in us. And how many genders are we willing to start creating depending on different variations? As that guy in the first video was saying, like, I'm still on it. Please tell me that's not real. That video, that's not real. Please, I want to hear it. I'm desperate. Tell me in the comment section, please. And so now, if we are to live based off that, based off feeling, because if you have higher amount of that hormone that makes a guy feel masculine, if you have it as a lady, you may feel more masculine. And just because you feel more masculine doesn't mean that you're in the wrong body. And if you are to follow that dynamics, that means you're going to have multiple genders. God forbid that will not start having genitalia that look like roses, genitalia that are now in the head, like that person is saying. He's joking, right? He's joking. So back to the case of Dwayne Wade. I heard that his ex-wife, the mother of the child, the biological mother of the child, is not in support of the child's transitioning, but Dwayne Wade, obviously he's in support of it. He's the cool parent and he's in Hollywood, so he's in support of it and it's his household, right? So why does he feel the need to intrude into other people's household? That's my question now. Please, he should just stay in his household and do it. Let him not enter into other people's household, because now he's creating an organization that is translatable. Other parents are trying to be adults in their children's life. They're trying to help their children navigate life in a safe place without them making all these drastic decisions that will change their life forever, and they may end up regretting it. Some parents are still trying to be parents, while you've made your decision in your house, but you're not trying to now help these children to transition against the wish of their parents that are trying so hard to be parents. Please allow these kids to be 18 at least before you help them. So far as they're still under 18, let them be under the guidance of their parents. Let them follow what their parents are telling them. So far as it is not a toxic situation, please allow them to stay there till they reach 18, at least maybe at that point their brain is a little bit developed, because we say they are officially adults at that age. And so let's just wait, but let's just push in some breaks on this our accelerated journey of trying to transition people the earlier the better, because we are trying to go ahead of nature, because now all of a sudden nature is the enemy. And so because nature is the enemy, it is now hard for people to be able to find themselves in the right body. People are finding themselves in the wrong body, like an accident is happening every time a birth happens. And sometimes these kids have this strong notion of that the other gender have it better. Maybe now they are a guy and they feel like going through life as a boy is hard, and they are not really feeling that masculine to be aggressive. They don't really feel like they fit into the definition of being a man in this generation, and so that automatically means that they are not a man, they're not a boy, they are supposed to be a girl. And so they say, peace out to this gender, I'm the other gender. They are trying to find an easy way to life. And if that's the case, the parents are supposed to come and help them, because life is not easier as the other person. Life is not easier as the other gender. We all have our struggles. And the gender you are given to at birth is the best one that you can have. You are perfect the way you are. You mustn't fit into a particular definition of your gender. You can express yourself the way you want to express yourself. Even if you're a boy but you feel feminine, you can still express yourself as the way you feel. But you mustn't be thinking about your sexuality, because I feel like the enemy, with the help of Hollywood, they're trying to raise a generation of sex addicts. That's really what I feel. Because tell me, why is a child of 12 years worried about their sexuality? Why do they feel like they are not living their best life because of their sexuality? Is a child of 12 years supposed to be thinking about his future or about his sexuality? If you're thinking about your sexuality right now, how will you be able to figure out your life and do the things that really matter? You should not be thinking about your genitals. And if you're to transition a child from a tender age, and they know that they no longer now have the risk of getting pregnant or getting someone pregnant, what makes you feel that they're not going to explore their sexuality to the uncontrollable level? They are kids, and if they start exploring it at this tender age, what level will they reach when they get to adulthood? And somehow I think that this issue of not knowing your gender or being disturbed that your sexuality is stopping you from living your normal life because you are in the wrong body is as a result of having no real issues, no real problems. Because maybe as human beings, we always need a problem for us to solve, and instead of us to wisely choose our problems, we are choosing this is the one that you have decided to make it your problem. If you're hungry, your sexuality or your sexual orientation will not be what is disturbing you. It will not be what is stopping you from fulfilling your dreams, living out your best life. It is hunger, it is lack of energy, it's lack of resources to actually pursue your dreams that is stopping you from living your best life. But because that's not an issue to you, you live in America, all of your needs are met. Now you have to create a problem, and because you cannot choose the right problems, you've chosen this of all the issues and all the problems to choose. You've chosen this to be your problem. And I know that there are people that were given birth to with 2 genitals. Those are the people that are supposed to be going through this type of procedures, this gender modification surgeries, not people that have just one gender at birth. It's so easy to know your gender. It's not that hard. There are so many hard things in life. Knowing your gender is not the hardest thing. And if it's very hard for you, maybe you should just take yourself to the zoo where they have a male wolf. Apparently a male wolf is very good at distinguishing between a human being that's a male and a human being that's a female. So if it is very hard for you to distinguish whether you're male or female, just take yourself to the male wolf. They'll help you figure that out, and then you can come back to the real world. Because it's not as if we don't have records showing some people that transitioned while they were still children and now they're regretting it. Such data still exists. So why are we not pushing some brakes in this accelerated journey? We want to transition everyone, like the earlier the better. How can you know for certain that a child is telling you the truth, that they are in the wrong body? Well, they will tell you that. It's a doctor that even said this, that well, there are no advanced ways of knowing for certain whether a boy is a boy or a girl is a girl, but you just have to believe the child. If the child tells you that he is a boy, even if he's in a female body, you should believe the child, because children don't lie. Children are sincere, they are direct with their feelings, they're in tune with their feelings, so they'll tell you what they feel. Okay, I agree that children are sincere, but guess what? They can also be sincerely wrong. There's such a thing as an honest mistake. I, for one, made an honest mistake some months ago, and it cost me one of the most priceless blessings of my life. Calling it priceless, in a way, it's making me feel like I'm reducing the value of that blessing. And sometimes I'm even tempted to think that I cannot be totally happy again. I cannot be completely joyful because a piece of the puzzle is missing. But I know that that's a lie from the pit of hell. But the point is to show you how drastic the impact of an honest mistake can be. We cannot afford to allow our children or this young generation to make this drastic decision that they can regret in the future. Oh, they feel that they're a female and so they must be a female. How can you allow them make a permanent decision like this of a temporary thing, such as feelings? Feelings come and go. There are people, like I said, that have transitioned and now they're regretting it. They feel different. I have a lot to say, but I feel like I've summarized it already. So without wasting your time, let me just say peace out. But before you go, like this video if you enjoyed it, and please share, comment, and tell me whether the first video is real or not. And then please subscribe. You see, this is a new channel, we're trying to grow. Please subscribe, and until next time, remember, why just succeed when you can thrive even in this gender of yours? Without transitioning, you can still thrive. Bye.